Good afternoon, students. Myself Varun Jain, Head Department Mathematics, Multani Mahmoodi College, Patiala. Today, we are going to discuss a technique of integration known as integration by parts. But before dealing with technique of integration, which is known as product integration by product also, I will give you brief introduction about various formulas which you have already discussed in integration. For example, there is a one basic formula which we use, that is integration of x raised to power n into dx. It is x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Second formula is integration of e raised to power ax dx. It is e raised to power ax upon a plus c. The third formula is of 1 upon x dx. Its integration is log of x plus c to the base e. Next is integration of sin x dx. Integration of sin x is minus cos x plus c. Next is integration of cos x dx. It is sin x plus c. Integration of a raised to power x into dx. This is a raised to power x upon log of a plus c. Integral of secant x into tan x dx. This is secant x plus c. Integration of secant square x dx. This is tan x plus c, etc. All these formulas are basic formulas which you have used earlier. Now, what is integration by parts? Integration by parts means when these types of functions like x raised to power n, e raised to power ax, sin x, cos x, they multiply together. For example, let we have a integral x into e raised to power x into dx. How to find integration of functions such as which are product of two functions, one is x and other one is e raised to power x, like this. In this case, the one thing which is to be noted is that the two functions x and ex, they are of different types. One is algebraic and other one is exponential. Now today's topic, that is integration by parts. Integration by parts. Now, what do you mean the integration by parts? That when we have two functions, namely integration of u into v into dx, this is equal to u into integration of v dx minus whole integral of derivative of u into integration of v whole integral. This can also be written as in a very simple formula, that integral of product of two functions, integration of product of two functions is equal to लिखना नहीं ठीक था यार, फर्स्ट फंक्शन into integral of second function minus integral of differential coefficient of first into integral of second whole integral into whole integral. Now, for example, if we have an integral of the type x into cos x dx, then if we take this one as our first function and this one as our second function, then its value will be first function, that is x, into integral of second function, that is cos x, minus whole integral of derivative of first function into integration of second function whole integral. Now, what it becomes? First function integration of cos x is sin x minus whole integral of derivative of x will be 1 into integration of cos x will be sin x dx, or this is equal to x into sin x minus what is integration of sin x? It is minus of cos x plus constant of integration, that is c, or this becomes x into sin x plus cos x plus c. But if we go back, the main question is, out of two functions, that is u and v, out of the two functions, that is u and v, which one we have to take as our first function and which one we have to take our second function? Well, students, before discussing which function we have to take first and which function we have to take second, let us give you a method. For example, in this question x cos x, first of all I have taken x as my first function and cos x as my second function. If we take it vice versa, that if I take x my second function and cos x dx my first function, then look what it becomes. Now, what is our formula? Our formula is first function into integral of second function. This becomes, now first function is our cos x into integration of second function is x dx minus whole integral of, this becomes derivative of first function, that is cos x, into integral of x into dx, or this becomes equal to cos x, integration of x will be x square upon 2 minus what is derivative of cos x? Derivative of cos x is minus sin x. What is integration of x? Integration of x is x square upon 2 into dx. Now, look what has happened here. In this case, it gets x square into cos x upon 2 minus into minus becomes plus into sin x into x square upon 2 into dx. Now, look, earlier we are solving x cos x, but now in this integral we get x square sin x. Our problem has become more typical. जो हमारी प्रॉब्लम है वो ज़्यादा टिपिकल बन चुकी है, बिकॉज इन दिस केस यहाँ पर जो हमारे पास एल्जेब्रिक फंक्शन है उसकी पावर यहाँ पर 1 है एंड cos x, but in this case when we have to integral here x raised to power square and we have another trigonometric function, that is sin x. So, the method in which we have solved by taking cos x as first function does not suits our integration. So, this is wrong. It means the first part is correct and this one is wrong. Why? Because in this case our integral has become more complicated and algebraic power of x has been increased from 1 to 2. So, the main question arises, how we came to know that x is our first function, and how we came to know that we have to take x as first function and cos x as second function. Well students, it is sheer practice. By practice we came to know that we have to take algebraic function as first function and trigonometric function as second function. So, afterwards whenever there will be a two such type of functions, that is there will be one is algebraic function and other one is trigonometric function. So, we have to take algebraic function as first function and trigonometric function as second function into dx, and we have to apply our product rule. So, next there is a rule. This rule is known as rule to find first function and second function. Well students, this rule is just has came up by practice and experience only, and it is known as ILATE method. Where I stands for inverse trigonometric function, L stands for logarithmic function, A stands for algebraic, T stands for trigonometry, and E stands for your exponential. T stands for exponential. We have taken first alphabets of every types of function. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of functions. Inverse trigonometric function means when there is a function of the type cos inverse, when there is a function of the type cos inverse, sin inverse, etc. Logarithmic means when there is a function of type log x. Algebraic means when you have a function of type x raised to power n or x raised to power 2 or x raised to power 3, etc. Trigonometric function means we are talking about sin x, cos x, etc. Exponential means here we are talking about e raised to power x. And the hierarchy means in the order which we have to take first and second function is given by this arrow. The function which comes first is our first function. The function which comes first in this order, we have to take that function as our first function. For example, as we have discussed earlier, we have solved the question as x cos x into dx. Here x is of the type algebraic and cos is of the type trigonometry. So, a comes first and t. So, a comes first and t afterwards. So, we have to take x as our first function and cos x as our second function. So, using these results, we will try to solve some more problems. Let us have a new problem. It is x into e raised to power 2x into dx. Now, your x is algebraic and e raised to power x is exponential function. If we go back in this technique, if we move in this direction, as stated by the arrow, algebraic function comes first and then we get exponential functions. So, x will be our first function and e raised to power 2x will be our second function. And now what is the technique? Technique is we have to keep first function as it is and then we have to integration of second function. First of all, write this first function as it is. So, let me write this again. Now, what is technique of integration? It is first function as it is into integration of second function minus integral bracket derivative of first function into integral of second function into dx. Now, if we put a value, if we put a value in this brackets, so in this case as we have already discussed, x is our first function, so it comes into this bracket. Now, it is integral of second function. Our second function is e raised to power twice of x into dx minus whole integral, here comes first bracket, into derivative of first function, derivative means d upon dx of x into integration of second function, that is e raised to power 2x dx whole integral. So, you get here x. What is integration of e raised to power 2x? As you all know, it is e raised to power 2x upon 2 minus integral. What is derivative of x? Derivative of x is 1. Integration of e raised to power 2x is e raised to power 2x upon 2 into dx. Or here comes the solution, that it becomes x upon 2 into e raised to power 2x minus 1 by 2 outside. What is integration of e raised to power 2x? It is again e raised to power 2x upon 2 plus your constant of integration, that is c. If you further simplify it, you will get, it becomes x upon 2 into e raised to power 2x minus 2 into 2 is becomes 4 e raised to power 2x upon 4 plus constant of integration, that is c. So, let me repeat it again. In this case, we have taken first function as our algebraic function and second function is our exponential. So, by that hierarchy of ILATE rule, ILATE must remind this concept, that is of ILATE, and we have maintained this order, a comes first and e comes second. So, this becomes our first function and this becomes our second. Here we have the formula. So, we have substituted the value of first function and second function in this formula and apply simple integration formulas to get our result. Similarly, now let us have one more question. We will have here, for example, let us have x into log x dx. Again, we know that this one is our algebraic function and this is our logarithmic function. So, what is ILATE method? ILATE rule tells us we have to move in this direction, and now we can notice that log represents L comes first and A comes second. So, this will become, log will become now our first function and this will become our second. So, students, what is the formula? The formula is first function as it is means here I will write it here cos log x into integral of second function. What is our second function now is? It has becomes x dx minus whole integral of, it becomes derivative of first function. So, d upon dx of, here we have second function as log x into integration of second function whole integral. So, if you simplify this, this becomes log x, integration of x is x square upon 2 minus, what is derivative of log x? derivative of log x is 1 by x. What is integration of x? Integration of x is x square upon 2. This x get cancels out into dx. Now, next if you multiply log x with this, you will get here x square upon 2 into log x minus 1 upon 2 get outside. Here you have to integrate x only, and what is integration of x? As you all know, this is x square upon 2 plus c. If you further simplify, you get the result, that is our answer, that is x square upon 2. This one is log x minus 1 upon 4 into x square plus c. So, students, here we have learnt how to integrate product of two functions when one is algebraic and other one is logarithmic function. Now, let us take one more example. Let we have, this is a very important question, and why it is important, that you will come to know while solving it. Let us have a simple question, that is e raised to power ax. Let we have here sin bx into dx. So, if you again use, now here we have product of two functions. The first function is exponential and our second function is trigonometry. Now, what is our ILATE rule? ILATE rule says if we move in this direction, which function comes first? Which function comes first? E and t. Out of E and t, t comes first and E comes second. So, this is our first function and this one is our second function. So, if you integrate this, again applying same result, first function as it is, no, it becomes sin bx into integration of e raised to power ax dx minus whole integral of derivative of sin bx this is derivative of sin bx into integration of e raised to power ax dx whole integral. Or if you solve this, you will get, we get here, it is sin bx, integration of e raised to power ax is e raised to power ax upon a minus, what is derivative of sin bx? Derivative of sin bx is cos bx into b into integration of e raised to power ax is e raised to power ax upon a into dx. Now, students, well, if we take our question equal to I, so this becomes I is equal to sin bx e raised to power ax upon a minus b upon a gets outside. This again becomes e raised to power ax into cos bx dx. Well, students, if you look at this function carefully, still we have a function integral, and again it is a multiplication of product of two different functions, out of which first function is your exponential, and second function stands for trigonometry. So, according to ILATE rule, we will take this as first function and this one as second function. Now, again if you apply this method, so sin bx upon a e raised to power ax, that first term, it remains same minus, here becomes b by a, again applying same formula. Now, first function as it is, that is cos bx as it is into integration of e raised to power ax, we get here e raised to power ax upon a minus whole integral of derivative of first function, derivative of cos bx becomes b sin bx, and this minus gets out to be plus, and integration of e raised to power ax is e raised to power integration of e raised to power ax, we get e raised to power ax upon a into dx. Next, now if you solve this bracket, you will come to know that this becomes I, it becomes sin bx e raised to power ax upon a minus b upon a e raised to power ax. This a into a becomes a square into cos bx minus b into b becomes b square upon a square into integral of e raised to power ax into sin bx into dx. Well students, if you have noticed that we have started with first I, it is equal to e raised to power ax into sin bx, again we have reached here at e raised to power ax into sin bx. So this is special in this question, that whenever we integral exponential into trigonometric function, while integrating, first of all we have to apply product rule twice. Once when we have integrate e raised to power ax with sin bx, here we have used product rule first time. Then when we get this function as e raised to power ax into cos bx, again we, by solving this, we have used product rule second time. And while integrating this function, we get a we get a situation where the function which we are integrating e raised to power ax into sin bx, it comes again. So what to do? We will take this function e raised to power ax sin bx to left hand side. If you try to solve this question, you will get I is equal to e raised to power ax after simplification into a square upon b square into a times sin bx minus b times cos bx plus c. C always come because it is constant of integration. Well students, from starting from the first page, we have learned how to integrate two product of two functions when two functions are of different types. This is our basic formula. There is one more application of product rule. By product rule, we can also solve simple single problems of single function. Now, what is the application of this function is to solve integral of single function. Well students, just scrap your mind and just tell me what is integration of log x. What is integral of log x, or can you integral sin inverse x dx? The answer is no. The answer is no. We know integral of 1 by x is log x. We know that integration of 1 by x is log x, but here my problem is how to find integration of log x or integration of sin inverse x, that is logarithmic functions alone, single function, and inverse trigonometric functions alone. This technique of product also tells us how to find integral of these two types of functions. For example, let us solve first problem, that is how to integral log x into dx. While solving such type of problems, what we do, we take our first function as 1. In this case, we take our new function, that is 1. We take here new function 1. We know that derivative of, we also know that dy by dx of log x is 1 by x. So, we can differentiate log function, but we are not able to integrate it. So, because we know how to differentiate log function. So, we will multiply log with 1